And welcome back, everybody, to Speedrun Ragnarok 2020 in support of Take This. We have an awesome run for you coming up right now. Gauntlet IV for Sega Genesis. We're doing 4-player co-op today with walkingeye, preevs, HoldemJoe, and griffonzo. They're doing this over Parsec, which they just explained this concept to me, and it seems incredible. I'm really excited for this. We are closing the naming incentive for this right now. But the ending incentive for this run is still ongoing, so if you want to choose who is going to betray at the end, get your donations in, and decide the fate of this run. However, if you really wanted to name a character, the Legend of Mana run coming up right after this still has a naming incentive open, so also be sure to donate towards that, so we can choose some names for Legend of Mana. And with that said, take it away!
Alright, let's start out with some introductions here before we get those names in there. When I call your name, state your role. Griffonzo.
Wizard.
HoldemJoe.
I'm a Valkyrie.
Preevs.
I will be playing the role of the warrior tonight.
And I'm walkingeye. I'm going to be the elf for the evening, as well as the coach of this motley crew. So let's get those naming incentives in there now. We had a lot of donations pouring in, a lot of generous people with very big opinions about what should be named here. So what do we get for the winner? Number one.
Number one was Coach in all caps, elf only at $625.
Of course it was Coach. Very appropriate. I am the coach. All right, number two.
Number two was Elf Valkyrie only at $265. And elf is in all caps as well.
We have only capitals here, so that's good. Hopefully they're all in all caps.
Awesome. Well, they're actually not, but all the ones that won are definitely in all caps.
All right. Number three.
Okay, so we actually have a three-way tie for the last two. I don't know how to decide this.
A coin flip. Who's got a three-sided coin? All right, what are they?
Actually, you know what? The next one is Valkyrie elf only, and I guess that can't be used because there was another elf only one?
Yeah, there was a little bit of a bidding fight over that one, so that was good. It's all for charity. Everything's great.
Okay, so the three that are tied are Valkyrie, which is for elf only, Warrior, which is for wizard only, and Wizard, which is for warrior only.
All right, Gronzo, you're going to be warrior, and Preevs, you're going to be wizard.
All right.
Okay, perfect. That settles it.
Shout outs to Nessia Squid for making this impossible to commentate based on the
Yes, thank you. All right, so Gauntlet IV, like was alluded to earlier, we are playing over Parsec. We would love to be in person with each other, playing on my couch, but unfortunately there is a pandemic going on, so we're going to have to settle for emulator over Parsec. With that being said, we'll talk more about the run once we get started here. We're ready to kick things off, so are we ready with the timer? I don't know. I'll assume we're ready with the timer. I'm going to start counting down unless somebody tells me not to count down very soon. 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, so Gauntlet IV, we have taken the role of the warrior, the wizard, the Valkyrie, and the elf. Each of the characters are actually different from each other. Each has, their own set of stats. In particular, the elf and the Valkyrie are the fastest two characters. So at the beginning of the run, before we're really given a chance to level up, you'll see mostly those two. The other two went back in the hole. They went back to where they came from. The way this game works in multiplayer is whichever character goes through and exit last is the one that wins. So in this case, we're going to take both the Valkyrie and the elf with us to get some things done a little bit more efficiently. The other two characters would more or less just be in the way and we'd be waiting for them. This one is going to be a little bit more complicated. We're going to use 3 characters here, and that's because we have these potions here. These potions are very important items for us to pick up. And the potion scale with your magic stat. They're going to help us clear out entire screens of enemies a little bit later on. And so we're going to want our wizard, who has the highest magic stat, to take on those. Don't worry, though, warrior fans. We're going to have warrior featured much later in the run. The warrior is the most offensive character, and we're going to use that against bosses. But until then, the warrior just goes back in the hole. This game is a bit of a maze, so we're going to go back and forth here a couple of times in the first castle. I'm going to buy a warp wing and a heal drink here in order to warp back to the start a little bit faster in the future. But our first mission, before we do anything, is to get the float ring. A float ring is an item that will let us ignore some effects of certain tiles that are already down, particularly slow tiles. You can see right now the elf was walking over some slow tiles. And we want to not be slow, we want to be fast. So there, the wizard had a little bit of a job to do before going back in the hole. He had to shoot out a tile that's in the way, blocking. What we're doing on each floor is we're going on these blinking tiles, or these are called trap tiles. Oh, this is actually very good. Very, very good RNG. It's absurdly good RNG, actually. I should have been timing this run. So those trap tiles are the flashing tiles that you see. What those are going to do is they're going to give us experience whenever we touch them, as well as make some of the walls disappear throughout the level, throughout the floor. And so we've gotten rid of a bunch of walls, we've gone back to the beginning, and now we're going to come in to the floors in a little bit of a different angle in order to route our way, finally, to that all-important dragon fight. So now, you can really see these slow tiles in action as we head around this spiral. We're having to move the Valkyrie and the wizard here in order to manipulate the camera. The warrior is just going to dance around near the hole because he's very slow. Once we do that, I'm going to grab this float ring here as the elf. Everybody gets credit for having the float ring because they were all on the screen at the time, and then we're just going to float right back to the beginning. At this point, we're going to level up. Due to how the game reads inputs, while we're menuing like this, some of our inputs get dropped just because that's how the game works. And so kind of expect the menus to be a little bit slow here. And that's our only other time using a warp wing, actually, unless something goes horribly wrong during the run. So we're going to be going from here right to the dragon, and there's not nearly as much backtracking in all of the other towers. So this next floor, we like to call it the Monster Mash. This one's a little bit tricky. There's a bunch of pits that we can fall down where it's a 3-person run. So we're going to take our time and not fall down. Kind of shoot these enemies. These red things, they will knock you back if they hit you. And so we want to make sure to be floating over these slow tiles and avoiding falling into the pits. So got to go fast, but got to be careful as well. Now we're in a maze. That was our first potion use. You saw a lot of the enemies just kind of disappear right there. Using the potion will clear enemies out based on the user's magic stat. As we continue in this game, there's a trap tile that we just hit, so we can leave now. As we continue in this game, the enemies will get tougher, but thankfully we'll be able to level up and also increase that magic stat. Don't get that key. Don't get that key. It's very important who gets the keys, especially early on. This one, we're going to give the elf a little bit of a break. We're going to send the Valkyrie and the wizard solo on this one. It was important that neither the Valkyrie or the wizard have any keys. This is just a safety thing to allow them to go past these little gray lines that you kind of see. Those are the doors. If you touch one of those and you have a key, it will consume the key and open up. There is a very scary enemy inside that particular set of doors called the Death. We don't want to touch the Death. The Death is bad, believe it or not. But they made it through just fine, just beautifully. Next up, we're going to have a little bit of teleporter RNG. We actually got really good RNG this time and the previous time. So those red squares you see are the teleporters. When a player steps on the teleporter, what the game does is it tries to figure out what is the closest teleporter visible on the screen to teleport you to. If there is a tie, it is random. So sometimes it can go terribly if you want to go to one particular tile that happens to be tied, and the game insists on sending you to another one. But that time and the time previous, we got really good RNG. You're going to see a little bit of camera manipulation to do more teleporter RNG a little bit later on. I think I have an extra potion right now, which is fine. And the Valkyrie's going to edit because it's a little early here. She's done as much as she can do, and we're going to let the elf finish out here over these slow tiles. Those little bottles with the X's over them, those are the food. I mean, that's what my food looks like. I don't know about the rest of you all. But those are health. They are also destructible. If you play the arcade mode or something, there is non-destructible food. But in the quest mode, which is what we're doing, everything, all the food is destructible. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting past these nerds. All right, well, we're just going to go this way. You'll see me sometimes shoot out treasure chests. If I shoot a treasure chest and it disappears, it was a mimic and was probably very bad. So it's good that we killed it. These little lobbers are called lobbers. The wizards we call old men. because that's what they are. What do we call the red things? Do we have a name for the red things?
Those are the kiwis, Coach?
Oh, those are the kiwis. Excuse me, the kiwis. For a while, we called the lobsters pterodactyls. I don't know why. They don't really look like pterodactyls. Little bit of a tricky part coming up here. These deaths are going to come attack me as soon as I hit this, but I'm able to squeeze by them. Sometimes it doesn't let me by, but we're all good today. All right, we're getting to the floor 2. Floor 1 is the dragon. We're not allowed to level up during the dragon fight, so we're going to take some time and level up now. I'm also going to take the time to heal and use my heal drink, and then put my float ring back on in order to get over these slow tiles. This has been an absolute journey to get this game routed for 4 players. The hardest part about any 4-player speedrun is getting 4 players together to practice and learn a speedrun. But these guys have done an absolutely phenomenal job in learning this. You go first.
Yeah, full credit to walkingeye for herding all the cats here. Like, absolutely bang up job.
All right, we got our first dragon fight. We're going to only send 3 characters on this dragon fight. The elf, being the fastest character, is going to be able to get in behind the dragon. This is a tiny winged dragon. And so I'm back here, and I'm going to be able to cheese this. This is actually what you would do in the single-player version of the run, is just get back behind the dragon and shoot him to death. But we have a little bit of extra DPS. It's also important for the wizard to be here because the rewards at the end involve picking up potions, and we want to make sure the wizard has all of the potions. Very nice fight, guys. The warrior comes along because the warrior does the most damage. He's just built in the most offensive power, and so we actually don't upgrade his speed at all throughout the run. It's just pure offensive power just for dragon games. If anybody is interested, while we're going through a little bit of lore here, if anybody is interested in running this game, single player, 2-player, 4-player, whatever you want to do, please let me know. The Gauntlet community has been absolutely phenomenal in helping me route this game. We'd love to hear from you. All right, so that was floor 1. We've got a bunch of experience and gold from killing the dragon, so we're going to spend that experience now. Mostly everybody's leveling speed here. We just want to be faster. We're going to spend a little bit of time talking to the shopkeepers. They are very legitimate and not sketchy at all. They give us a free warp wing and heal drink every time we go to them, so it's a little bit of safety. And we're going to actually spend our gold. The elf is the only one not going to buy anything here, but everybody else is going to buy some sort of equipment that will raise their stats a bit. And this is the Wind Tower. Wind Tower, much better music than the first tower. We don't even talk about Earth Tower music because of how terrible it is. But Wind Tower has sweet music. And you're going to start to see a couple of the other characters a little bit more. We have the wizard coming along with us here to use potions more than spend them. Now, the wizard has a little bit of speed, but not quite as fast as the elf, obviously. No one's going to be able to catch up to anybody else in terms of speed. Your stats have a cap, not of like a hard number, but more of a you're allowed to put X number of points into each stat. So I think it's 10. So like I can put 10 points into speed, and so can everybody else. Yeah. Oh, right. I was supposed to pick an extra one. Thank you. Right, because usually we're talking to each other. I got extra ones here. Everything's good. The Wind Tower also introduces these things called stream tiles, which are going to be important for especially the dragon fight, but a couple of other floors where you don't have complete control over your character. It's a little bit more random which direction you're going in. So we'll see those come into play on this floor. Actually, it's actually pretty bad sometimes because I'm trying to melee these guys to death and they don't want to be meleeed. Those enemies we call ogres. I think they're actually called ogres. Elf does have the second highest magic out of any character, so you will see the occasional potion use by the elf.
Coach, you talked over HoldemJoe there, but I think he had the official name for the ogres.
What is the official?
Griffonzo here. They're called clubbers.
Oh, they're called clubbers. Oh, thank you. I don't think I knew that, actually. Wizard here is going to... I gotta go back. Wizard here is going to pick up a couple of keys, not because we want the wizard to have keys. We want the wizard's inventory space to be dedicated basically just to potions, but it's really difficult to not pick up those keys when you're trying to pick up that potion. So we're going to route in ways for him to spend those keys a little bit later. This is the first major skip of the game. This is called the Super Mario Super Skip. We're going to do some camera manipulations here and really make it so that the teleporter we're intended to go to is not the one that we're actually going to. And I just teleported way across the screen, skipping a huge portion of this floor, which really, really saves a lot of time, especially over single player. Single player has a little bit of that built in, but in single player, you're doing it because you get the elf to be faster than the speed of the camera. And that's how it's manipulating it. But in this one, we get to manipulate it even further because we just have multiple players. I picked up an item there, limited invisibility, that just makes it so that the enemies can't see me unless I'm right up against them.
Health's a little low, Coach.
All right, we should be fine here. I should be able to pick up a bunch of health here. We want to stay to the bottom here because we don't want those ghosts to come in and kill me. Griffonzo's going to take care of all those enemies as I pick up a bunch of health here. Thank you for the heads up. Communication is key. Even when you're not playing, I have jobs for every single one of these players. HoldemJoe is going to watch our gold in the beginning. Preevs is going to watch health. I'm generally going to be, even when I'm not playing, calling out directions and making sure everyone is doing the correct route. So nice job there, guys, on potions. Here, we're going to send the Wizard and the Valkyrie. As you heard Preevs tell me, I had a little bit of low health. That typically happens around that floor. And so we send the Valkyrie instead of the Elf out here just to save a little bit on health so we can be a little bit more aggressive. Again, they're going to switch places here in order to ensure that the Valkyrie picks up that key. Doesn't matter that that key was spent at that door immediately, just as long as the Wizard doesn't get that key. This next one is Valkyrie Solo. And the Valkyrie is not going to hit the first teleporter like they are sometimes do.
That's on purpose to manipulate the game's code.
Yes,
better RNG later in the run, but we can make up for it here.
Smart. So this is also a good example of why the float ring is important.
So you can float over teleporters.
So you can float over teleporter tiles. And Joe hit the unfloat button a little bit early there, but still, that's why we pick up the float ring so early and why we do Earth early. Back here on floor 9, just before the dragon fight, so we're going to take our time here and we're going to level again to make sure we have max stats. And yeah, this is a particularly complicated level. The world record run, I believe, loses like 2 minutes on this floor due to bad RNG. And we are able to manipulate the camera because that RNG is in the teleporters, such that there's only one teleporter available to be teleported to. So you can see I'm just kind of going around in a circle to each of these teleporters. All right, we got to go back around.
Get him around.
We screwed it up a little bit. Left a little, left a little, left a little.
All right, up here.
Nice work. Health. So a little bit of a hiccup.
Valkyrie health.
Copy that. I'll get through to the dragon fight. I got a big roll
you should
there.
be fine. And we're through.
Nice.
Awesome. All right, so I got to switch back to heal drink, as does our warrior/wizard over here for the dragon fight. Nice work, everyone, on the recovery. Win 9 is miserable, but with 4 players, it is much, much nicer, and it looks really, really fun. Even when we messed up there, like, it's still really, really fun one, and it can feel real smooth when you get it perfect. Another small wing dragon, so this is going to be pretty much the same fight as the first one. The difference is we have stream tiles to contend with this time, which means we are just pushed all over the place. You might be wondering... Oh, thank you. It's a challenge for them to yell over me sometimes when I'm talking and tell me to heal, because I am typically taking more damage. But we did actually try it to have all 4 characters on the screen, but with 4 projectiles at once, the game lags to the point where it's basically not playable. So we just let the Valkyrie go back down in the hole. I'm just stuck in this corner, huh? You don't want to let me out. And that's that second dragon dead. So excellent work, nerds. You're both getting a potion here. So these potions at the end, the first one you get will give you a boost in your stats, in a particular stat. This one in particular is shot speed, as it is a ranged damage bonus. We're going to have the warrior pick one up. Any subsequent ones you get are just going to be potions, so we're going to make sure the wizard gets the rest of those. And we're going to take some time to level here. And make sure we're switching back to our float rings. After speed is all leveled, each character kind of has their own secondary and tertiary stat that they're going to level. I've forgotten what the other characters are. I believe Warrior is going to be shot speed and shot strength. Whereas I am going to be melee power. I'm trying. I'm fighting the menu. All right,
Warrior's actually leveling, this is a recent development, leveling defense as a marathon strat because it helps with, it reduces the knockback from dragon projectiles, so it lets me get into position more easily.
The position that the Warrior is talking about right now is going to be a little bit more apparent in the next couple of dragon fights. Next couple of dragons have large wings, so we can't do the sneak behind cheese, and you'll see that in a minute here. Elf is just going to kind of go for the first couple of floors here. There's not a lot of fighting to do where another character would shine. There's not a lot of rooms to clear out. Not a lot of magic potions easily accessible where it would be worth it to bring in the wizard to pick them up instead. So we're just going to send the elf in here and get out of here a little bit slower than I would like, but still close enough. All right, this one's going to be Valk and Wiz combo here. A lot of things for them to pick up, a lot of keys to avoid, a lot of dancing around each other. Oh my goodness, what a run. This is actually going pretty well, I would say. So coming up here, you can see the big cache of potions. That's why we want the wizard here. Not only are there a lot of enemies that will just slow us down, but we want to make sure that the wizard has the opportunity to pick all of those up. Mixed in with all those treasure chests, though, are a bunch of mimics, which will do quite a lot of damage if you touch them. So the wizard has a very specific way he goes and picks up all of those items in that floor. Potion routing, very interesting work. If you're ever interested in doing any routing work, when to use the potions, what every character should have in their inventory at all times, who should be using the potions, what the wizard's magic stat should be at any given time. Very interesting routing decisions that we had to kind of do ourselves here. We're going to send the Valkyrie and the wizard ahead on this one. Valkyrie is because we need a little bit more melee power on this one than pure speed. She's going to go and touch right between those deaths in order to pick up that trap tile, which lets us advance and get out of here. There's a shopkeeper there. You can buy a health potion for safety, but we don't need it. We're too good. This one is going to be Elf Solo. We're going to pick up a limited invisibility. Picking up the limited invisibility here, for whatever reason, speeds up the game. I don't know why. I think they use a lot of resources for like enemy AI, and when the AI has nothing to move towards, I forgot the stupid trap tile. That's bad. There's a trap tile hidden there, which I forget once in a while, and this is apparently one of those times. All right, so it's going to be a little slower. We're going to be in and out of this floor next. This is a real quick one. We just want to hit a trap tile and get right back in the hole because these enemies are going to kill us very quickly otherwise. Now we can go ahead and move to a different starting area of that. All right, we're fine. Of that floor, kind of be on the outside edges instead, where the monsters that you just saw will not be able to hurt us. And move our way up until floor 9, which will be the complicated one for this one. So again, this is just going from point A to point B. We've cleared out everything we need to at this point, so we're just going to send the elf as the fastest character. The elf is faster than the camera at this point. And here we are at floor 9. This is the complicate. And so we are going to spend some levels and make sure we have our heal drinks on if we're Griffonzo.
I double checked for accuracy.
I appreciate that. A little bit of fighting teleporters here.
Left.
Did you potion?
Yeah, I have to do one like right here.
That's fine.
One right here.
So this is going to require hitting 4 different trap tiles, and they're all, and of course every single one has to be in sequence, and we have to hit them in very different locations every single time. So we've hit 2 or 3 so far, I think. And now we're going to be making our way around. Not a lot of teleporter manipulation to do. Yeah, kill that. Thank you. Not a lot of teleporter manipulation we're able to do here, unfortunately.
Very good.
But we're doing just fine. Little left. Oh,
I'm stuck.
all right, we got to get go down and hit the teleporter.
There you go.
Now come back across. Do it again. Do it again.
Go back.
There you go.
Right, nice move.
So you can see camera is very important. And teleporter, sometimes you just have bad luck. Even when you think you're pressing the right direction, you do have some control over where you're going to end up, which side of the teleporter you're on. But sometimes the game just decides, no, you're not. It's very cathartic to watch like the world record run and see him complain and struggle with this, because he has put in a lot of work into this run. And yeah, it's not just our fault. All right, Dragon Fight. This is the first real tough one.
We're going to use a strategy here called the Dragon's Kiss.
The Dragon's Kiss is very important. We're going to manipulate the camera and then give the dragon a big old smooch from our wizard and warrior. Now, there is a single pixel that we're trying to find. Our warrior is trying to find. Our wizard's just drawing aggro until the warrior can find that pixel. And there it is right there. Beautiful job. And the beauty of this pixel is the dragon will try to do the close range attack, but it just doesn't quite reach. And so the dragon will just kind of stand here, blow fire harmlessly, while the warrior finishes off the dragon. Beautiful, beautiful job by our warrior and wizard here.
This trick is task only, by the way.
Hell yeah, no, he's human task right here. You're both picking up potions here. This one is shot power, and the wizard should be at max potions as a result of this.
Bam.
The text is in English here, basically for the viewing pleasure of our audience, because we wanted you to share the writing quality of this video game. Sadly, it is faster in Japanese, so if you are doing a serious run of this, I strongly recommend you do so in the faster language. Going to spend a little bit more time leveling here. You can see I'm starting to do a little bit of shot power, but we're gonna go ahead. And I am a truly amazing fellow. It is quite an achievement. Thank you. Again, just buying some more stuff here. I need some high-speed boots because we like to go fast. And then we got one more tower, and then the castle. So water tower coming up here. Water tower's got pretty good music.
Second best music.
Do we have any time to read some donations?
Yeah, go for it.
Awesome. Well, we have $250 from X Mechanistic that says, "Hi, Poach."
Hi, X Mechanistic. Thank you very much for that donation. Keep going.
$20 from Danny T that says, "What's up, gamers? Good luck on the run."
Thank you very much. We appreciate that donation.
Thank you so much, Danny.
We have $100 from Red Weather
poacher?
that says there can only be one coach. Oh, sorry.
Get those keys.
Thanks, Red Weather.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much to everyone who donated. You're very generous. We hope we're putting on a good show. I know there was a lot of donations that came in for the naming incentive, so thank you. Thank you very much. It's for a very good cause. Wizard and Elf on that one. And this next one's going to be Elf Solo. Picking up a lot of keys. You can see I'm running a little bit low on keys. When you're doing the single-player version of this run, it becomes really difficult to manage both your keys and your potions. Your potions are far, far more important. And so you really want to maximize the number of potions you get, but you still need enough keys to finish the run. We are in a fortunate position where we can spread that inventory management problem out amongst, 3 players, because we don't want the warrior to come with us. He's too fat and slow. He's also not wearing any clothes, if you look at his character model. We don't know why they didn't add any clothes to the warrior.
Well, I have low self-esteem because you keep calling me fat.
Oh, that's what it is. So you just decided to be naked and not cover up your body.
That's
Also,
right.
couldn't find any that fit.
That makes sense. This next floor is the supersonic super skip. We're going to do a little bit more teleporter manipulation here. Valkyrie's going to help out the elf in getting this one done. Normally you have to go all around this room, but thankfully we can just go right like that to the juicy part of the floor and get right to the end. These ghosts are the only enemy in the game where you're able to shoot them.
Help.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can actually pick up a heal drink here. We're actually able to absorb them by running into them, so that kills them, but you will take a massive amount of damage. That skip, as far as I can tell, is not possible on single player. You're just not, because you have to go north and you want to do an east-west transition, an east-west teleport. You're not able to manipulate the camera But on a 4-player run or even a 2-player run, we're able to manipulate that camera just fine. This one, a little bit of RNG involved, as you can tell, but our Valkyrie's tough. She'll get through it. The Valkyrie, we experimented with some teleporter manipulation on that one, but didn't find it to be interesting. Are you supposed to have a key here? No, you're good.
Ooh.
Sorry, I had switched to heal drink. That's why that happened. I need to switch to float ring. Thank you.
Do I have a key? I don't think I have a key.
No, you don't have a key. I don't know what I was talking about.
Keys.
Everything's good. I was talking about keys, yes.
You could lose your keys eating breakfast.
Sadly, we haven't heard the classic Gauntlet voices, warrior needs food badly or anything. They do exist in this game. They're very good. It's a little bit more tricky to get one to show up. Generally, when it does happen, it's elf is eating all the food lately.
Yes.
But we might not actually get one of those here today. I'm very sorry. I'm going to send the Valkyrie off on this one. This one could be rerouted to be the elf, I guess, depending on health situation. I had healed, so generally I'm very low on health at this point. So it's tough. After our Valkyrie makes it through all these old men and hits that trap tile, we're going to go and do our first and only wizard solo level. So let's hear it for the wizard.
All right, here we go. Here's my strat. I get the stuff, and I get the hell out of here.
And that's it. That's the whole floor. So excellent work, Wizard.
Such a pro.
I mean, we are the world record holders of this game. After this, we're just gonna send it down to the Valkyrie and the Wizard to finish.
We should specify of the 4-player version of this game.
No, we should not specify that. Let's just say we're a world record holder, and that's good. The people can deal with it. Yes, there are no other runs of this game of this category so far. I would love to see somebody else challenge our time. I would love it, love it, love it. So if anybody out there, maybe some RPG Valkyries themselves, even 4-player run, nice community activity, want to take a stab at Gauntlet 4 4-player? It's got a Valkyrie in it. You can be the Valkyrie, so that's great. We're gonna have the Valkyrie pick up a bunch of extra keys. We send 2 characters on this one because then you just have to go over a lot fewer tiles, and the Wizard comes specifically because the potions are very useful. Another dragon fight here. And this one's going to be the same as the fire one, except these are slip tiles we're on, so movement's going to be a little bit more tricky even. It's going to be even harder for our warrior to find that pixel perfect spot. But we're going to, again, set up with that Dragon's Kiss. Wizard is going to take on aggro. And then, ooh, a little too close there. And got it. Beautiful work. Beautiful, beautiful work. The warrior has, it seems like, first of all, it's very difficult to do a speedrun and pay attention the whole time when you're only hitting a button once every, 15, 20 seconds. So really, shout outs to all these guys for being able to pay attention for the entire length of this run. But the warrior, it looks like, well, he's not really doing anything. He's the least important. He has the highest pressure job out of anyone. If the warrior dies right there or we don't get the kill, then the run's dead. And there's nothing we can do about that. But he makes it through like a champ. Lots of practice, lots of patience that got us through that. And Wizard's going to pick up extra fight power. Wizard not really known for fighting, but is known for liking to pick up all those potions. And that's the end of our first 4 towers. So we have 1 left. It's just the castle. We're going to level up first. Mostly at this point, we're going to be leveling up health. Just to make sure we survive. We don't really need any other stats. And make sure we have our float rings equipped. Although I don't think it matters. But it's good practice. We have one last shopping trip to do. I'm going to buy a silver arrow, according to my notes right here. And now that we have all of the seals, we can break these seals open. In order to get the seals that let us actually break those seals to get into the castle, you'll notice not every character has every single one. That's okay. We don't mind. The elf in particular only has the first 2. The wizard and the warrior have all 4, and the Valkyrie doesn't have any. But Valkyrie and the elf still get to come along either way. Another teleporter manipulation there that's multiplayer only. You have to go around and fight through a lot more enemies in the single-player version of this run. Castle is the most complicated of all of the dungeons. We're going to go back and forth, so expect this section to be a little bit longer and a little bit more dangerous as well for everyone. This one, I definitely won't soft lock us at all like I've done in the past. So we're going to float right over this teleporter. I wasn't nervous coming into this. You were nervous. And I've maxed out the elf's melee power, so I'm able to cut through those nerds pretty quickly. This next one is one of the first floors where we actually don't start right next to an exit. And so we have to actually wait for people to exit and then do some teleporter here. Now, these are the worst tiles in the game. These are called confused tiles. And confused tiles make it so that when you press a direction, you go in a different direction. And so you're going to see me kind of struggle like an idiot here until I get through and just happen upon the correct direction. I do want to emphasize that we do have an incentive for the ending here. The ending of the game depends. We're hunting a treasure is the story of this game. And whether we try to, go for the treasure at the end or betray each other or if we use the magic of friendship or what happens is up to you. So if we have somebody betray, or if we do the good ending, or if everybody betrays, that's up to you. So get those donations in for that. How's that bid war going, by the way? Let's check in on that. Do we have a check-in?
We have a very, very significant leader in this bid war. Everyone betrays at $357, which is $337 higher than the second place.
Thank you.
My goodness. What is the second place?
Good ending.
Good ending. All right. If you want to see that good ending and you want to start chipping away at that lead, just donate. All goes towards a good cause, and is very, very welcome if you have the generosity. If not, that's okay. Hang out, enjoy the run, share with your friends.
We definitely practice the good ending. So
yeah, no, definitely. We practice the good ending a lot. So here we have a bit of a safety here. That's really annoying because, this is great. This is that teleport RNG we were talking about. We pick up a potion there for the elf because the elf is really low on health. And so that's as good a time as any to level everyone as well.
We have time for another donation?
Yeah, hit me.
We have $50 from I Saw Things New that says, enjoying this run in commentary, coach. Great job all. Donation to Runner's Choice.
Thank you very much. The Runner's Choice, I believe, will be...
Typing of the Dead cutscene %.
Yes, we're all big Typing of the Dead fans. We need to see that cutscene.
And that incentive is at $250 out of $300, so we're almost there. That run is coming up in it's going to be
That's it. You're leaving. Thank you very much. So that room right there we call the All Night Diner. That's the only reason we pop our head in there is because we get potions. We get lots of potions, which are very necessary for clearing out the hordes of enemies at the end of this run. So you're gonna see the wizard here. He's gonna potion and leave. How close are we? We are very close to the end.
Yeah, really close.
So we're on 7th floor right now. When we get to the 10th floor is when we're going to have to cut off that incentive. So I have no idea. What's the timer at right now? It'll generally be at like the I don't know, probably the 36-minute mark or something like that.
You just passed the 35-minute mark.
Yeah, so we got another couple of minutes here that you'll be able to go and do that. We did lose a little bit of time in wind, I guess, on the teleporters. But everything else has been going pretty well. How's my health look? My health is fine. Let me get out of here. This next one we call the Wealthy Young Man About Town. We're going to send the Wizard and the Valkyrie on this one. The Wizard's going to be kind of stay towards the beginning and just kind of use some potion to clear out for the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie's going to actually run around and do the trap tile pressing. And then the Wizard's going to leave and the Valkyrie's going to leave. This is floor 9. We're not about to get to floor 10 here. Potion and leave. This is a floor that's divided up into like 6 sections. North, south, east, and west, which each have a trap tile that you need to hit. And then kind of a long-running corridor that goes top right to bottom left, and another one that goes top left to bottom right. There's a teleporter which allows that split to happen. We're going to do, on floor 9 right now, the Super Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Super Skip. This is the most important skip of the game and allows us to save the most time. Gotta go down, go to down. There we go. And so we're going to go right into that south section a little bit early. I'm going to struggle on these confused tiles. Left,
Oh, I only needed one for that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was just well timed. Keep going. And so we have hit that section incredibly early. Sadly, that is not available on the single player run. And we're going to do it again to get the north section taken care of. And then again, Valkyrie's just going to leave, and then the wizard's going to exit. And this is the best skip in the game, saves, I don't know, probably 3-4 minutes. And now we just have to clear out that left side. Get that left side trap tile taken care of. Again, potion and leave. And this side's going to be pretty much just like the right side, where I just grab it and then melee my way through that guy. Now all that's left to do is to get over to that correct corridor to do the dragon fight. I have definitely died on this floor before in a very embarrassing fashion, but it doesn't look like I'm going to do that today. In order to get back to the dragon fight, we're going to do a little bit more of a minor skip here. We don't even have a name for this one. We're just going to go ahead and do that to advance ourselves. Floor 9, getting...
Yeah, sorry, Coach. That one's called the leftsy-halfsy skip.
Oh, the leftsy-halfsy. I didn't realize we had a name for that. Leftsy-halfsy. It's important to have names.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't know that one.
Yeah, I am too, frankly. So this one, again, a little bit of a ballet. We're going through, and we're going to let the Valkyrie finish this one out just because it happens to be faster. And that's it. We're going to cut off the incentive right there as we level up here. So don't tell us yet, but we will say that it's cut off right now as we head into the final dragon fight where we're all on the same team. Everybody got health drink equipped?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes we don't have health drink equipped there. All right. Final dragon fight. This one's a little bit more complicated than the rest of them. Those little crystals that you saw us break in order to get into the castle, they are present during this fight. In order to break the crystal, you must have beaten the corresponding tower, which means the Valkyrie will not be able to turn any of them off. The wizard will be able to turn all 4 of them off, as will the warrior, and the elf will only be able to turn off 2 of them. So we're gonna put the warrior just on DPS duty.
Ooh, close.
Yeah.
To try to get to that pixel perfect location, while the wizard and the elf take care of the crystals as they activate themselves. The Valkyrie here is going to be here for camera manipulation to make sure we can always see the... Oh, there it is. There it is. Beautiful. Nice work. And so the Valkyrie is just going back and forth against the screen so we can make sure that those crystals are there. Although it'll be pretty obvious, the gold dragon will turn even more gold. And at the end of this, we will need to know what the result of that betrayal is. And we're just waiting, and there it goes. Beautiful, beautiful job. Nice work, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this. I don't think anybody even needed a health potion there.
No.
All right, so we need to know, what are we doing here? Is it everyone betrays, as I suspect?
It's okay. So with $570, you are doing the good ending.
No.
Ending.
After a very generous $500 donation from Runegg that says it's 2020, we all need a good ending. Thank you so very much.
All right, thank you,
Thanks,
Runegg. I really appreciate that. We haven't practiced this. Hit no. Everybody hit no. Okay.
We know what we're doing.
We definitely know what we're doing. Okay, so good ending. We're basically all refusing the treasure. And if we had betrayed each other, we would have a grand melee right now. But instead, we're all refusing the treasure. The treasure is you become the dragon that we just fought, and you are stuck here eternally. Instead, we're going to be doing you fool. Everybody get out of the way. Preevs, you're looking for that magic pixel.
Oh
my goodness.
My God.
Beautiful.
Easy.
Didn't even take a hit.
Wow.
Down
And
to
so
your
that's it. We're gonna wait here while Preevs finishes off the dragon, and the other 3 of us are just gonna wait by the exit to get out of here. And we all had all the qualifications, really. So excellent work. This can go very badly. When Preevs dies to this, we all kind of get in a line, and then like the wizard tries next to get to the perfect pixel location, and then when he dies because he hasn't practiced it, the Valkyrie tries next, and then the elf tries, and then we all die, and we say, wow, that's a bad run anyway. So that's it for the dragon. We're gonna come up on time here. I just gotta talk to this dwarf, and then we're gonna enter the magic room as soon as the 4th player, which will be probably the warrior, enters the magic room. It will be time.
So rude.
So this is, listen, you didn't level speed. You were our dragon killer. So long.
Thanks so much to Paige for the
and
host.
time.
Thanks to Valkyries for this awesome event.
Oh my goodness! Thank you so much for this opportunity. That was Gauntlet 4 4-player. Thank you for all this generous donation. I'm just overwhelmed by the generosity of people out there for this run. Thank you so much. It's going to go towards a great organization, a great cause. Thank you very much to the Gauntlet community for helping me get started on this. I just kind of showed up in Discord one day and I was like, "Hey, is this a good 4-player game?" And they said, "I don't know. I guess we'll help." And yeah, that was the good ending where everybody bands together and defeats the dragon twice at the end. I also want to thank a bunch of people from my coworkers who at work I dragged to help me start playing and routing this game at first. So Gus, Dom, Ned, Tom, I think was in there a couple of times. Z was in there a couple of times. Everybody, Runeegg was watching, heckling a couple of times. So thank you all very much. X Mechanistic was helping too. Thank everybody for doing this, and thanks especially to my brothers in crime here, Griffonzo, HoldemJoe, and Preevs for bearing with my coaching.
And walkingeye, just our absolute North Star, inspiration to us all.
So, thank you all very, very much. We'll stick around for the credits here. What was our final time? We don't even know what the final time was.
Your final time was 41 minutes and 33 seconds.
I didn't get to sub 40. All right, that's all right. That's all right. Still a good run. I thought it was fun. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope I've inspired at least one person to pick up this trash pile of a game, especially the 4-player version of it. It's an absolute blast once you get it going. It is also kind of a bullcrap game. So there's that too. The Legend of Mana with the RPG chick, right? I'm excited for that.
That's right. That's right. In fact, we have an open bid war for naming the characters, so everybody please get your donations in to name the characters for Legend of Mana. That is coming up right next after this. And I would just like to thank the 4 of you for that awesome run. That's really, really fun and entertaining, and you were killing it with the commentary. And
thank you. I was shaking the whole time.
you did absolutely fantastic. That was awesome, and I really hope that there are people out there inspired to pick up this game, because that was a really fun watch.
Yeah,
and
thanks so much. Thanks for hosting, Pitch.
Oh yeah, of course, and I would just really like to thank the Gauntlet community for their incredible generosity today. I think like $3,000 or something like that came from just members of the Gauntlet community today. I want to thank everybody out there for all their generosity in supporting this amazing cause. This is the second day and we're already at $8,000. Thank you so much, all you wonderful, incredible, amazing people. On behalf of the Valkyries, and this is just wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, come find us on Discord if you want to run Gauntlet or any of the Gauntlet games in the series. There's one Discord for all the games in the series. Please come find us. You can get that link on speedrun.com. And you can find me in there or in the RPG Valkyries channel if you have questions specific to the 4-player Gauntlet 4 run. Yeah, we get a little bit of stats here at the end during the credits as we say goodbye here. Elf, who was the Valkyrie, killed 244 monsters. Warrior, which was the wizard, usually gets the most kills because of the potions. Potions are overpowered, man. 1,200 monsters. And Coach, the elf. How much did I get? 683. Died 0 times. All right, that's all we got. How do we leave? Back in the hole?
Where's the exit?
All right, thank you so much, guys. We'll be right back with Legend of Mana.
Bye.